In the past few hours, we saw Bitcoin going all the way down back to the $113,000. So even though it stayed in the high 113,000s, still, that is a very significant number for Bitcoin to reach since it was trading around 120,000 just a few days ago. What do I think is going to happen for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana? A lot of people are speculating that XRP is going to go to the moon in this cycle. We're going to give some thoughts on that as well. So let's just jump right into it in today's video. How are you guys? Welcome back. Let's go straight to CoinMarketCap where we start seeing the prices. We have Bitcoin right now at 114,817. We have Ethereum at 3,600, XRP at $3, more or less $3.02, BNB at 762, Solana back down to the $167 when it was almost 200 a few days ago. Now, if you start talking about this, we have to look at the fear and greed index, which is now 57. And that means that all that hype that people had for the market has started to cool off. But doesn't mean that this is the top. I personally believe that is not. I just believe that we had such a huge movement from where we were all the way to the 120 that now we need to cool it down. And we can see that specifically when we look at the RSI. So if we look at the RSI, we're now on the daily here for Bitcoin. And if we look at the RSI, which was very, very high, now it started to cool off right here. We reached the halfway here, the 50 here on the RSI. If we switch to the 4 hours, we see that we are entering the bottom right here, which usually is oversold. When it is oversold, it doesn't stay oversold or overbought for long periods of time. It tends to look towards the middle, the average. So this is what I think is going to be happening. And now, just by looking at the charts, you can see it clearly right here that we are testing this very strong point, which is the 200 moving average. Right around here, you can see that we are testing it on the 4 hours. On the daily, we have the 200 moving average, but it is so far down because here it doesn't make sense. The 100 moving average is back at $107,000. Still doesn't make sense for us because the first place we should be looking for if we're going to go down that much is the $112,000, which is right here where my cursor is because it goes all the way to this top right here. So this would be a place for us to look if we're scared and we don't know where Bitcoin might look for. This could be a number for you to keep in mind, which is the $112,000. But I don't think we're going to be coasting on that for much because if we look at the 200 moving average, it seems that for a couple of candles we've held above it. So what does it mean? It means that if we're still holding above it here for a couple of candles in the 4-hour charts and then the daily shows flip in price, so it starts going green on the daily, then it means that we held on the 200 moving average, and this is a point of interest for us to know. And we have to look back as well, knowing that we already did that. We already bottomed out right here at the $115,000 here for Bitcoin. So hopefully we still hold on to this because we already opened too much. We were $119,000. Now we're all the way to the 114,000. So we have to see. But honestly, because of the RSI being oversold right here, because we're testing the 200 moving average, I think that we're going to see candles like these with a wick that goes down, but it doesn't stop it from closing back above the 200 moving average. Now, by looking at Ethereum on the daily, we don't have anything close to us. The 200 and the 100 moving average are all the way down there at the 26 and 2500. But we do have this average here from the Bollinger Bands, and we're testing it right now on the daily. If we switch to the 4 hours, we see that we are bottomed out on the RSI. We are at 31. So we're entering oversold territory. Of course, Ethereum doesn't have much things holding him anywhere. So not many bullish things, not many bearish things, but indicator wise, we could be looking right here at the 3500, which is here where we had a little top right here. Then we had this right here and now this right there. So these are the places where we could be looking at, but again, they are not strong enough to say that we are going to hold right here and it's going to bounce back. No, we could be looking all the way to the 3200, 3100, which is right around here. Why do I say that? Because that is the next strong spot. So let's say this keeps going down, they most likely will meet right around here at the 3300, 3400. This could be a good price for them to meet if Ethereum doesn't hold on and goes back up from here. Now on Solana looks bad because we were $205 a few days ago and now we're back at the 167. And now, as the same case as Bitcoin, we are right at the 200 moving average, and we are oversold. We're actually oversold. Currently 26.62 in the RSI. Right at the bottom right here, you can see it 26.70, 72, 75. So still oscillating, but we are oversold. We're not going to be here for a long, which makes it a little bit bullish for Solana, but it still looks very ugly for being down what? 17-20% almost since the top a few days ago. So 20% from the top is crazy and it sucks, but most likely we're gonna bounce. If we switch to the daily, we are also close to the 200 moving average, so that is good for us. But now I don't want to be bringing this all the way forever, but you can see that we went back towards the bottom here of this range, which is an important point because we already know we tested the top and the bottom right here. So this could be a place where it's going to bounce, and because it is close to the 100 and 200 moving average, we should be seeing some recovery here from this. So because all of this fuss, this Bitcoin meltdown that we're seeing, we are seeing a lot of liquidations here. $812 million liquidated, and most of them come from Ethereum and Bitcoin. And switching to the 24 hours, we see that 90% of all liquidations were long positions. So people that are betting that it was going to go up, and guess what? It went down instead. And for Bitcoin, we have a point of interest, which is right now at the $113,000. But because we already bounced in the same range a couple of times, I don't know if it's going to be enough to bring it down, or now we're just going to bounce one last time and then move on towards the 120 once again. Now, regarding copy trading, today is August 1st. So we are zero here on the month of August, but we made 4% on July. So July, remember, we had a rough start because we went all the way to the 1.5, then we went below that. We had a little bit of ups and downs, but now we were able to close the month with 4%, so 3.97%. It's a very, very good return. Of course, we're still losing since the top that we had right there in April, 5.57, but still, April, May, June, July, all of these, so these 4 months is almost 20% just by themselves. This is around 18% in the last 4 months. Is crazy, crazy good. Imagine, as we said, Solana just fell down 20% in a matter of a few days. And here you would be making these 20% passively in 4 months, which is something that you cannot find in any stablecoin or yield farming strategies out there. This is just because it is trading, and we're trading with spreads. We're shorting volatility most of the time here, and we're making money in an active, calculated way for you. And we take a cut of it. I think it's just fair. So very, very good month. Hopefully August is also an amazing month. Hopefully we can beat July and get that ball rolling again to get higher highs. So this will be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, if you haven't checked it out, you can go to the education tab and have a free course. We have a free course teaching you how to use options. And if you have never used, or if you are an advanced user, we are going to have what it needs for you to get better from a 0 to hero level. If you want to check it out, the first link in the description or this QR code will bring you to Bitopex. There you can register and then click on education. And in education, you're going to see the course for free, no deposits, nothing. You just need to register and then watch the videos and become a good trader, or at least understand how we make our trades for you in the copy trading system. So this is going to be it. Hopefully you guys have an amazing weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday for another video. As always, thank you so much. Take care. Peace.